Hey everyone, it's Rob with Passport to the Parks, and today is Tuesday, July 23rd, and I'm here at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort to check on the Disney Skyliner station and also the progress on the Walkway Project that they're doing in front of Trinidad. Most importantly though, Disney has released information that they are hiring full and part-time positions for the Disney Skyliner. So we're going to take a quick look at that and kind of break it down a little bit and talk about it a little bit. So stay tuned, we're going to have a great time. Visit PassportToTheParks.com and subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't done so. All kinds of cool videos, and hit that bell icon as well so you get notified whenever I do live videos or just upload cool stuff like this. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, we're going to start over here in front of Trinidad, where they're working on the Walkway Project, and you can see they've actually started to frame in where they're going to pour the concrete for the new walkway. It looks like they've just widened the pathway. They're not going to take it down to the existing pathway under the bridge. They're going to keep it across the top of the roadway there. I wonder if they'll put maybe a crossing light or anything up there, since they're probably going to have a little bit more traffic going back and forth. We'll have to wait and see. But right now it's just this one pathway, and looks like they're coming along pretty quickly. Over in the distance there, you can see where they were just storing some of the excess debris, and they'll get that cleaned up and they'll landscape that over there, I'm sure. But this looks really nice. Just a very simple project, nothing too extravagant. They're just going to join it up with the original pathway here. And again, we're right in front of the Trinidad buildings. This is building number 34. And then it's also right in front of the Skyliner station, where I'm actually looking across the way here, and I can see that they've put up a sign, the Skyliner sign for the Caribbean Beach station. So let me walk over there and we'll zoom in a little bit. So there we have it. There is the Skyliner sign for the Caribbean Beach station. Just simply says Skyliner, does not say Disney. This is supposed to be just an open air market, sort of an island market. So they just simply went with a plain sign just hanging right in front, which I think is really great. I think it looks awesome. You can also see they're doing a lot of the landscaping. They're filling in a lot of that dirt area. They're just going to put grass all through there, maybe some new shrubs or trees and things like that. But it is quickly coming along. They're really pressing for that September 29th grand opening date. And again, don't count out August 28th either. That is the day I believe Doppelmayr is going to pretty much turn over the keys to Disney. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that, because they, again, have released the information that they are hiring for the Disney Skyliner now. They're hiring from the outside. So they're really pressing along. They're really trying to get things accomplished so they can get this open for us by September 29th. All right, come over to the opposite side of the station here. Take a quick look. We'll zoom in on that sign. See, those trees are starting to blow pretty well. Crews are definitely still working through the wind. It hasn't started raining or thunder or lightning, anything like that. They have shut down the gondolas for obvious reasons. When the weather does start to roll in, they will shut the gondolas down for safety reasons. But the main point is we get to see the sign, and it looks awesome. Okay, and now we're back. The storm has passed over. It just turned out to be some pretty heavy wind and really no lightning, thunder, just a little bit of rain, so not that big a deal. They're slowly starting to move the gondolas behind me again here. I'm at the Caribbean Beach again, sitting in my favorite spot, Spyglass Grill. I just love the view behind me, and the Spyglass Grill is just a great place to get some lunch or some dinner. So I have a few little tiny bugs flying around me. I am outdoors in Florida, so sometimes we have to deal with those. So if I swat every now and then, I do apologize for that, but it is what it is. This is just a great spot to come and talk about cool things that are happening with Disney and the Disney Skyliner. So a little bit of news that I want to share with you. Disney has released that they are hiring full and part-time gondola hosts and hostesses for the Disney Skyliner for Walt Disney World, which is pretty cool. And I have everything printed out here, so I'm going to read some of the stuff that they talk about, and we'll talk about some of the details as far as hours of operation and kind of things like that. And we'll go through it, and we'll just enjoy it here. So it says, the sky is the limit as we bring to life this iconic mode of transportation, where our cast will soar to unparalleled heights of guest service on our newest mode, Disney Skyliner. This exciting new gondola system brings guests to Disney's Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and 4 Walt Disney World resorts, including Disney's Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Pop Century Resort, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, where we're at right now, and the new Disney's Riviera Resort, which is just that way. Not too far at all. Then it goes on to talk about some of the responsibilities. Disney Skyliner cast members bring the magic of Walt Disney World Resort to life for our guests. Disney Skyliner cast members are responsible for greeting guests, loading and unloading cabins, monitoring and operating the gondola system, delivering narrations of varying lengths, and providing audience control. That's a big one there, while always ensuring our guest and cast member safety. I preach about it all the time here, that it is number one. Disney's number one priority is always about safety. So you see safety a lot through what they're looking for in their cast members, which is a great thing. It talks about the providing audience control. Now, audience control is kind of a big thing for most of the transportation here. Especially you'll see them pretty predominant with the buses. So if you go to the different bus stops at the parks, and you'll see the bus drivers are dressed, or they have the orange or the yellow vests on, that's audience control. So they're basically there to assist with questions and kind of direct people on where to go, which stops and things like that. So you're going to have the same thing happening with the Skyliner. And it's going to be very important, especially during the start, because there's going to be a lot of questions. People are going to be unsure about how the Skyliner works, where it goes, how to board, just all kinds of questions. So audience control is going to be a really big deal as far as dealing with guests, especially through like that first year, because it's going to be so new. This is a new mode of transportation. A lot of people have never ridden a gondola before, so it's going to be a lot to deal with the cast members for that. So that's good that they're going to be trained for that. Talks about some basic qualifications. You need flexible scheduling, which include first and second shifts, a third shift if applicable, weekends and holidays, overtime, and double shifts. Let's see. Must be 18 years of age or older. Must ensure the safety of all guests and cast members. There's the key word again, safety. Must be able to perform constant bending, stooping, and kneeling. Can grip or grasp and lift 5 to 25 pounds, pretty standard stuff. Able to multitask. You need a driver's license. Preferred qualifications, problem solving and guest recovery skills. If there's any kind of issues, they want you to be able to deal with those kind of things. Previous experience speaking in front of large groups or audiences, pretty standard for a Disney cast member, I think. Comfortable managing computerized ride operating systems while being responsible for the safety and guest riding the Disney Skyliner. Experience working in operations and attractions or other mass transportation. Let's see here. Ability to stand for long periods of time. Basic computer skills. Working in the heat, the humidity, cold, and all types of weather. Pretty standard for Florida. This is a big one here, actually. I never even thought about this. Comfortable with heights and experiencing the Skyliner as a passenger while traveling from station to station. I guess that would make sense. So if you need to go from one station to another, if you're swapping stations, then that would be the quickest way to get over there, would be to ride the Skyliner. So, you can't have a fear of heights. You can't have a fear of enclosed areas, those kind of things. Those are definitely things that I actually am not always comfortable with. The heights, the enclosed area is not a big deal for me. The heights, though, I'm not a heights person. I don't like roller coasters and Ferris wheels and things like that. But you guys all know that I'm ready and totally willing to ride the Skyliner. I love it. I think it's amazing, completely safe. And you guys know that I'm going to bring that to you as soon as I possibly can. Be hopefully, one of the first people to get on there and share that with you, because I'm really excited to do so. And hopefully I can be an inspiration for people who are, unsure or a little nervous about riding it themselves. So if I can do it, I tell my daughter this, if I can do it, then it's perfectly safe for anybody, because I don't have a whole lot of tolerance for things like heights and things like that. So then it goes on to talk about the schedule availability. So this is kind of where we'll talk a little bit about it. Our theme parks and resort hotels operate 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and some shifts may start as early as 5 a.m., while some may end as late as 3 a.m., 4 a.m., or 5 a.m. Please note that the principles of seniority are used to schedule on all roles. Okay, so the resorts do operate 24 hours a day, we know that, but the Skyliner is definitely not going to be running 24 hours a day. This is very similar to what you'd see in the normal transportation here at Disney now, especially, I'll refer to the buses again. They operate around what the park hours are. So there's times where you might have extra magic hours. So say Hollywood Studios is having extra magic hours and they open at 7 a.m. So, you would start at 5 a.m. on the Skyliner and you would have to come in, I'm sure, and you would have to do probably safety checks. Anytime you operate a vehicle, you have to go through and you have to do safety checks. I'm assuming they would go through and they would open up the gondolas, they would check inside, make sure they're clean, make sure all the parts work, the seats, any cameras or speakers or whatever they might have inside to make sure all the windows work and things like that. They'd have to load the gondolas out onto the line. So that takes some time. That's probably an hour's worth of work there trying to go through all the gondolas. And then you're up and operating by 6 a.m. for 7 a.m. magic hour. So that 5 a.m. start makes a lot of sense. As far as the 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and 5 a.m. Stop times, that makes sense too, because again, you have to adjust yourself for what's going on. It's not going to be every single day that, they're going to be open that late. So, if the Hollywood Studios normally closes at 9, then you're probably running an hour and a half or 2 hours after, park close. So you'd be running till 11 o'clock or so you get out at midnight after you get everything stored or whatever that may be. But you do have things like New Year's, so you're working till midnight, and then you'd have to work longer hours beyond that. And again, they have special events that go sometimes till midnight, 1 a.m., sometimes even 2 a.m. So you never know what you might be scheduled for. So that 4 and 5 a.m. hour makes a lot of sense. So again, this is not anything that the gondolas are going to be running all night long and things like that. It's going to be based around the park hours, very similar to what normal transportation hours already consist of. It's just getting people in, getting people out, before the park opens, after the park closes, those kind of things. And then during the day, it's just going to be pretty normal operations. It's not going to be really busy. The heaviest times are definitely going to be in the morning and in the evening after fireworks and everybody's trying to get out of the parks. That's really what the Skyliner is designed for, is to haul a lot of people in a short period of time. Then it goes on to talk about submitting your application. And what I'll do is I'll put a link down in the description here. And if you are interested, if you want to become a cast member, awesome. I would love to jump on the Skyliner and see you out there maybe as a cast member. That would be very cool, but you can click on the link down there. It'll list all this information, and then it'll show you how to go and apply and things like that if you definitely want to do that. Again, I'm not advocating for Disney. I'm not representing Disney or anything like that. I'm just going through this because I think it's cool news, and it actually tells us a little bit about what they're looking for, and kind of how the operations and stuff are going to work for the Skyliner, which is really cool. And again, this tells me that they are really pushing to get the cast members in, get them trained, and get them ready for that September 29th grand opening date. Now, I guarantee that they've probably already taken internal cast members and moved them from different areas. So there's cast members that are already in the operations and trying to, get this up and running. We saw cast members over at Hollywood Studios that those were probably managers or whatnot, but I'm sure they have a lot of people already in. But this is hiring, looks like, from the outside. So if you're interested in doing that, that's what this is. And again, that August 28th date that we'd originally talked about, I believe that is definitely going to be the date that Doppelmayr, who is building the Skyliner, is going to turn over the keys to Disney and say, okay, this is all ready to go, it's safe, we sign off on it, at Disney it's all yours. And that way Disney will have their cast members in the process of training, and they can train through that period as well with soft openings, get other cast members on board, and finally have people start riding back and forth. So I think that's a really big deal. So that August 28th date, I think, is definitely still in play from what Doppelmayr had mentioned about their target date. So that's when I think we're really going to start seeing people on board, and you're going to see the heavy training periods for all these cast members. So this was really cool news. I was really excited to see the Skyliner sign as well. I did not expect to see that. I think it's awesome, just kind of hanging there. It's a big sign. You can see it right across the lake. Very cool. So hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of update here. I thought this was cool to share, and when I find more stuff like this, I will definitely share it with you guys. Just have a lot of fun until we finally get our chance to ride on the Skyliner and go from there. So visit passporttotheparks.com. I'll also do an article about this and throw it up there with the links and everything for this as well if you want to find it there. And subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't done that. Hit that bell icon after you subscribe, and you can see all kinds of cool videos like this. And I do live streams, so you get notified when I do live streams through the different resorts and parks and things like that. So we have a lot of fun. If you're just tuning in, I'd appreciate it if you were to tune in more. So with that being said, I think I am done here, and I'm gonna go check out a little bit more of the Skyliner and walk around the Caribbean beach because it's just so beautiful. And until the next time, you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.